Hello everyone, and welcome back to Divinity Original Sin 2. Okay. What was I doing? Something. Okay. Ah yes, first things first. First I need to rotate this. Now that I found hill. Hey, Han.
The others wouldn't let me join them for the fight. You should get moving, though. They'll need you at their side.
Yes, they will. By the way, there's a cooking pot right next to the campfire, even though I think I used the one over there. We can still use this one. Toss the oil barrel in, toss the crossbow in. I mean, it has air damage going for it, but we can make it into fire. I'm sorry. I said we can make it into fire. And air. No, go down a bit. Okay, so this crossbow. It's just better in most regards, except for the suffocating. But now it has shock instead. Right, I need more medium. Which I could technically make right now if I really wanted to. Might be about time to increase up people's potions. Or if they abandoned all their stuff so I can search it all. And guess what? Was it worth searching? Not really. No longer counts as stealing because no one's able to claim ownership. But there's like nothing worthwhile in any of these, so... I think she stays behind too, yeah. But I gotta now loot these fish. Yay, fish. Fish. Yeah, sure, why not read? There's also a bunch of books and sheets of paper and stuff I could probably look at. But no, I can't look at. You read the book though. Okay, so what are you doing here still?
The others have gone to get us a ship out of here. Hurry on, they'll need...
And she's still dead though. And there's the overcooking pot. There's the thing. We could go to that place and join the rest of them. Technically leave the island, but we still have a few things left to do. Anyway, we should go the way we didn't go.
What's this?
Oh,
I found something.
I knew there was a thing here. Apparently I just wasn't smart enough last time to find the shiny hill. And it's not bad shiny
Good
either,
find.
by the way. Like, I knew they should be there. Like, those gloves, by the way. That's some really nice gloves. Now he doesn't really have any magic thing going for him, really, but it's still not terrible. Means these gloves here, I have no idea who to give them to. Like, she has too much magic armor as is. So this mask of strength here. It does exactly what you think. Strength and poison resist. I did say I needed a helm. Upon those, then we have him with no helm. Indeed. So who gets the magic gloves? Who indeed? I don't know who gets the magic gloves. No one really needs the magic gloves. And they're nice gloves too. Wait, do I have magic gloves? I do have magic gloves. I have initiative magic gloves, don't I? Initiative magic gloves. I mean, it's not bad. It would be very nice, but that initiative. So I'm just gonna toss. Yeah, now I have a bit too much strength, don't I? Just a bit. Just a bit. Oh well, I can balance it out. I just need some finesse skill. Wedge. Yeah, my problem is his is actually bounced decently. Actually. That works. It means I take some initiative from her, and we have the same initiative. Yay. Though honestly, I should give like Thane some initiative. Just cause. That brings us decently close. Yeah, that gives him some initiative. Still needs a lot more, but oh well. Oh, so what does this ring do? Intelligence and poison resist, which, you know, would be good for any of us, honestly. But, yeah. Oh well. Boop. So the way we didn't go uphill, for example. Which, by the way, this area is a bit confusing. Tormented Soul. Dead Adventurers. Baldur, Legendary Power Gauntlets. There's a story about brackets rats, half of them are lies, and the rest is hiding some tiny sliver of truth. Still hunting though. I won't stop until I find his greatest treasures. Those gauntlets will be mine. But he didn't make it. He died. Horribly. I completely forgot about that way up. And down. Completely forgot about that.
The stone gargoyle trains glistening agate eyes upon you. Its jaws creak open, raining dust as it begins to speak.
You are not Brachus Rex.
Yeah, but I have this ring.
Welcome home, Master.
You know, I know the bad part though. Oh, never mind. I tore apart the whole party. I thought I was only going to teleport one of us, and that was a bit concerning. So here's the thing, these gates can't be opened except through stuff. Oh, that was a gingerbread hill. With a crumbling skull. Let's take the crumbling skull. The crumbling skulls are used to open these things. Which means I technically need 2 of them.
These skulls crumble to dust after one use.
Exactly. So, we need to get in there to help the historian, which means we need at least one skull. The question though is where to find one skull. We can of course bypass the base's thing because, you know, that. There's a skeletal cat here. Does not have a skull. There's also a chest downhill. Does not have a skull, but it has some stuff that I can potentially sell, which is, you know, whatever. I forgot what all was out here. Oh. That's a thing. High treasure chest. Well, that's a thing. Let's see if I can remember how this works.
A purple barrier hums as you approach, sealing a chest inside a circle of ancient stones. The symbols will curse anyone that dares near. This chest cannot open unless the magic is dispelled.
Huh. Well, how do I dispel the magic? Is it as simple as that? Well, we did save, so... Well, we got one piece reset. So what all does that do for us? Oh wait, we're all the way at the bottom now for some reason. So, Captain's charismatic cloak. Persuasion unlocks combat kit, which isn't terrible. Captain's considers master to restore a complete set, boosting the armor social A and aura fire charms around. So sort of magically, which is This helmet, though. I need you to identify that. Also, this ring, though, this ring can go straight to Beast. I can identify that. Why, it's a magical male herd. It gives you wits and artifice, which is... well, it's better than that. You don't really need artifice. So I can technically do this. Huzzah! And yes, I know she has body parts that need eating. Anyway, back to us. So what does the log say? Well, I broke my coat. This reminds me, all else he took, Bracket threats. My soldiers, oh, he has over me. My hat, my boots, and no less star parts on those. So well have I hidden them. The power will be mine again. Those clothes, though time gave me good bend, be the most strong will to my will. I have them again. Well, none will be my master, serving out the Source King. My ship waits in the Oak Grove, protected by my barb-tongued door. I need only wait and not forget. Wait and not forget. High and low. Here waves take us. Indeed, so I have to find where his ship is, I would assume, to get the rest of the set. But where would the rest of the set be? I don't actually know. Unless it's that ship. But no, I thought that ship was related to that, unless I can somehow get there. Huh. Wait, unless it's that? Question mark? I'm confused. What ship does it mean? Huh. So I don't think I really did any of the set stuff because it came out later than when I did stuff. Ow. Dick. Yeah, I can't reach anything. Ooh, let's go up. Please tell me you have a skull. Undeployed displacer traps. That's a thing. Wait, is that? No, that's a cut plus, you idiot. Huh. Okay, well, let's go, I see a human skeleton, though. Looking for crumbling skulls, still. I didn't say pick up the bots. Ugh. Sometimes I swear. Sometimes our camera is pretty stupid. Door, I'm gonna pick that up. However, it did show us Lucky Charm. What I was looking for is an old skull with the, you know, the thing. I don't see any. Maybe over here at this one. But there was a human skeleton here after all. You have a skull? You have a skull. Yay. More skulls with a skull. Oh, so we're back here. Oh, that's convenient. Also, here's the thing, we could open these doors. We could open these doors. It is entirely a viable thing we could do. However, remember what we have the power of meeting. Which means we could just go over here to this treasure chest and take everything in it. Because the power of eating. That belt. Yes, we'll take that belt. That staff, send it to the cell pile. That's a torture shell. But anyway, we got what we came for. Now you want to eat yourselves back over. Actually, shit. Sheet. Okay, we're going to need glass. Damn it. Obviously, you're going to need blood drain.
Your inmates have long awaited you. Welcome back.
Thanks, buddy. Just let me take that and I'll be on my way. Okay. Just doing things in advance.
Another skull crumbled to bits.
Well, there is free source though, isn't there? Okay, so here's the thing.
Flames! Douse the flames!
That one. Loads. We're going to do the Saturn event. The first thing first, we want to
The fire! It's left me weak. I won't last
then
long.
we bless the fire.
You released me,
I mean the
Lizard.
blood.
Long have I waited for this moment.
What did you do?
A dry, rattling laugh rises from the figure's ancient gullet.
This was a reward for doing my duty, for fulfilling the wishes of one Brachus Rex. Do you know that name?
Yeah, I've heard it.
The figure nods grimly.
He did terrible things while trying to master Source, bend it to his will. I had a part in this, I must admit. Perhaps I deserve the flames.
So were you a necromancer?
No, I was a scholar, a librarian. Brachus sought the secrets of Source,
Maybe we should
but he
try
had
the
no
thing.
patience for sifting through ancient scrolls and tablets. I unearthed knowledge of a great power within those texts, a great and terrible power.
So what are they?
One that Brachus
The figure's ruined flesh curls into a skull.
long destroyed, surely. Brachus wanted no one to have that knowledge. He fed me to the flames so I'd keep my secret.
Well,
He'd
what
have
did
no
you discover?
qualms about.
The figure slowly shakes his head.
I will not say. I spoke of it once and was damned to eternal hellfire for it. Were I to speak of it again, I could damn the whole
Well, you
world.
know.
Brachus must have failed. Had he not, the world as you know it would be gone. What I learned of could still be out there. I will not speak of it. I won't risk having another
Fine,
Brachus discover.
well.
Good! Were I to say any more, I'd only put you in danger. Leave this awful place. Go live your life. Forget about all this. It is. And stranger, thank you for freeing me. I had doubted this moment would ever come.
So yeah, we freed him. By the way, now that's a fight. Because none are allowed to approach him. Right? But we already freed him. Yeah, we're still thrown into this fight. Regardless. I know, right? Sucks for us. There's a problem, though. These skeletons are immune to fire. And we do fire damage. Well, practically all of our weapons are enchanted with fire. That's unfortunate for us, isn't it?
I'm ready!
So well. So we're going to heal them a bit while also damaging them a bit. It's going to be, the thing.
Prepare yourself!
Well, we can also do that too. Wow, that was going to be fun. Look at that. Dick. Do that. Of course he would. So remember, we can't use fire. Sure, we removed my bless. But oh well. Oh, I want to get to that archer, but I can't get to that archer. Sad. I mean, he should be fine. I can't really do any magic damage to him because of fire. Yeah.
I'll yield to none.
So I'm gonna go harass the archer. How much armor you have? 57. Snap. That's good. And one more hit for good mate. Did that get rid of atrophy? Yes, it did. I was hoping it would move too, but oh well. Alright, you has fire, and you has probably fire. Unfortunate that. Yeah, that didn't really do much of anything. Well, shit.
Get back! Crackus Rex has decreed none of you may approach him!
He used fireball to heal himself. And throwing daggers to also heal himself. I thought he would move so he would die, but no. He wants to be irritating like that, doesn't he? By the way, let's remove some of this fire,
Glory is mine.
shall we?
I'll yield to none. Wait. Barbara, did I give her execution? No, I guess I miscalculated. Oh well, encouraged. Wait, two? Oh, right, slow. Ugh. Oh well, this is gonna be two. And now I need two, so. No supply shot, though. But I can use this, which will apply blind. Then there's Fane. Fane, what can you do for me? Well, you could hit him with oil, but that's probably just gonna cause fire and heal him, so... I mean, heal. Well, he's wet now, though. So I have an idea. That should stun him. Of course you would use this bow to arrow on yourself. Why am I not surprised? Ow. Seriously, can't throw a knife him? You still can't throw a knife. Can you at least get uphill? I'm ready.
Maybe sausage knife on there?
I'm ready.
While I do this.
I'm ready.
Okay, well now that. Well, I could do this. Thane, I don't know what to do with you, sadly. Low sun.
I'm ready.
Stab. That works. Oh god, what's going on? I'm concerned. Did we crash? We might have crashed. I think we crashed. Son of a bitch, the game didn't autosave after the fight either. Well, fuck. That's unfortunate. That pisses me off a lot.
You know, it doesn't just crash a lot, it not responds until it decides to crit, but yeah. Damn it all. Oh well. We'll be back. Okay, so we're back. So we won the fight, collected some loot, went through a few portals, collected some more loot, equipped my belt, changed my skills back. You didn't really miss too much. So now we're gonna go into the port place. So I'm still questioning, yeah, that. Skeleton arm, I think, was pointing to the chest. High and airwaves take us. Let's see, magic. I think I'm actually going to look this one up because I'm not entirely sure where it is. It's on Divinity 2, 4, the 4 Rogues of Rivlon. Somewhere over here are those skeletons, those necromancers that we dragged. Just over here playing cards. But now they're dead, because we drank them. But anyway, the 4 rogues. That's the first, that's persuasion, almost around approach right. The other man prisoner, their brows go wrong. Recover for persuasion chain. Stop a chop for his grave. Pocket the straw into the employee. Yeah, I think I drank that. I had breakfast tower. There'll be a dark spear in the sand. Now head far south. Wait, no, it says... Huh. Just so contingent. So basically he would given us the armor if we were still alive because we ate him. It's a cave apparently. That's been over a locked door ahead. It's a locked door in a cave. What's this cave? It's... oh god, I have to figure that out. But I'm here, so I can't really figure that out. Ugh. Fun times. I checked that with necromancy. Huh. Problem is, only thing I see is 2 things actually. Oh, I guess no, those are 2 things though. Enter the cave at... I need to figure out where that cave is. Because I'm not actually sure if I've been to that cave. I'm not sure which cave it means. But at the moment, I should probably just worry about where I'm at right now, which... herp. This is a short area, it's just... it's a thing. Can't remember if it's back in the tower or what it is, really. Skeleton. A bunch of skeletons. Once again, we're in the situation where our lucky charm's not really
gave her the telekinesis one, bartering though. She has bartering, right? Which means trade that over there. Yep, that works perfectly. Okay. Wait, we haven't looted that. Ooh, sheep shells. I could use those in case I find a sheep. Like on the boat that I can't go back to. So what we have, yes, the legend of the Blood Rose. Doing just the reach of life and size of summoning genius mirror. She's gone from only for the legacy she left in me. So this mirror was stronger than we charged. She left her home to become a summoner, and her year's work mirror was forced. So new opening, and the game crashed. Fuck's sakes. Let's try this again. Bard's reading this book. Doesn't really tell me much about, you know, that trip out. That's Summer's Land. That's not the legend of the Blood Rose. Here we go. And to tell the most precious rose, the Blood Rose. Prized by kings and men from ancient times, the Blood Rose goes on in sorrow, the future suffering and fertilized with filth. Then days brackets reds. Roses are grown using methods of static and fire, although methods proven to grow the real blossom. The perfumer, I know, betrayed brackets to bury the bones of the tortured dead within a deep cave. He sowed the seeds within their emptied skulls. Watered with the tears of the tortured living, and such that sorrow the Blood Rose flourished. The scholars say that even today, we find this mythical cavern the roses grow there still. So maybe we can find a place that has such. Oh, so hey, I see that. That's a jar of... No, that's a jar of mind maggots. Which, by the way, I should look that one up. Just because it's gonna bother me. Like, I know I can do something with it, I just can't remember what. So let's look that up. Divinity 2 Jar of Mind Maggots. The Mind Maggot Grenade. So what do I do with it? Okay, I just need an empty grenade. So what does it do? It's basically a charm grenade. But yet not a charm grenade. Well, no, wait, a charm grenade would be a love grenade. Which could be made with Pitsy Dust of honey and an empty perfume bottle, eh? Interesting. Empty perfume bottle and honey. I might be able to make some of those. If I remember that. But basically I need empty grenades, is what you're saying, to be able to make those. Also, they are actually better than the love grenade, because they set charm for 4 turns. But I'm pretty sure charm also requires magic armor to be gone. So it's sort of a hit or miss thing. Because most of the time it's not going to work. Oh, so I could pick up those. I could pick up the. You know what? Fine, let's take the paper. You can turn the paper into scrolls. It's a thing we could do. Let's take the paper. I probably won't do such, but it would help to, you know, has such. Oh, so I just noticed that. Why are those not stacked? Oh, cause the game's a dick. That's why. My bad. Didn't realize the game was gonna be a dick about it. Anyway. So how many of those do I have? 14? Oof. I make 7, and then I have that other one that would make 8, I think. Boop. 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 Okay, so if we toss in medium healing potion. soup. I'll send some more meat in here. That was a healing potion. Then I guess those don't stack? No, they do stack, okay. Boop. Boop. Should probably split this again. Boop. Boop. So we have 9 of those. Great. Super. Well, that's just gonna be fun. Okay, I need that open now. I'll move the paper up here. That, about that. I'll keep the sheep shoes though. That works. Okay, now for the fun part. Wait, what is that? That's a healing potion. Okay, well, Beast, you have a healing potion now. Split. 2. 2. 2. Okay, this goes to Close, Typhon, and to Bill. Then I go here and I split 1 off and give that to Beast. There we go. Now the fun part though is I have to go to each character and toss this onto that bar. Because of course I do. He is still fine because he has poison. Large poison even. Yeah, it's about time they get those ones because of the health. I actually have less health than them. Constitution check because of armor, right? Anyway. Save again, just cause. Lockpicks. What do you mean I can't reach? I have telekinesis. Tell me I can't reach. Then go give me those lockpicks. The hell's the point of telekinesis if I can't telekinesis? Just say. Fine. You know what? Fine. Open this door. Being out. Make him go. Yeah. Bitch. Stop that. Oh, for fuck's sake. I hate when these things don't attack. Also, seriously, the beast is gonna die because the game's being an asshole about it. Yeah. So how long before Beast dies because the game's being a dick? Beast, stop. Just stop dying. Oh, that's stupid. Yeah, all I wanted to do was telekinesis this stuff out, but the game's like, nope, you can't do that. Sucks to be you. What did you... I'm just gonna drink this cup of tea. Just yank it away. Okay. Zombie, what you got? Magic of blood, Oh, magic of the blood for that paint. Alright, this chest. I'm cursed. I shouldn't have touched the chest. F you, chest. Oh, devour's claws. Right, the devour armor set. Forgot about that. I know I read it, but I thought that was the Brackus gauntlets. That's why I thought.
The heavy gauntlets are cold to the touch. A prickle travels up the back of your neck, warning that you're being what? Flickers of memory fill your mind. You long for solitude. The subtle scent of parchment wrinkles your nose. The memory vanishes, burned away by heat. Ash falls from the sky as a growling whisper addresses...
I see you. And inside you is the strength I've been looking for. You must find that place of longing in the home of a young scholar. I will draw strength from there to speak again.
As the heat around you fades, the desperate memory returns. It claws at you, trying to take hold, then slips away completely.
Bowr's going to take those notes. Notes in the armor of the Devour, crafted by the ancient empire between Foreigner and that, but not by the Empire. Now to bring a new route to the proper ascension. It was forged by Liz, who named herself the Outlaw Empress. Serving the ability for the warp throne of her jar would pay mass for her benefit. There are 5 pieces in total: gauntlets, sabatons, leg guards, helmet, and a chest piece. I recover the gauntlets, but a strange sensation washes over me when I hold them. A voice calls from in the dark, burning light. Marking codes the mentions on the Outlaw Empress's cult. She serves the voice of the dragon, and the cult receives the flaming arrows and the mother of secret place. Of course, they might be hiding. That was like good armor for me, technically, in a way. In a way, but yeah, not familiar with that stuff. Oh well, still something I can work on. Hey, I thought I told you guys to rest. Guess they wandered off instead of resting. Although now I'm out of source again. And I'm going to need source again, probably. It's always irritating. Back to supernova again. So what we have here? We have a desk with just worm trimmer on it. I mean, hell, okay. Wait, what's in the vases? What's in the vases? What's in the vases? Nothing. 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 Okay, well this is fun. Someone's gonna get hit by a fireball. Nothing. What do you have to say?
Among the long crumbled remains of the temple that must have once sheltered his...
Okay. So how about this gate here? Dang, there's a large gate in my way. Thanks, Vane. Somewhere there's a well here with buckets. Yay, buckets. Also skulls. Skulls. Wait, fish. Skulls. More skulls. So this one here is one of those simple ones will...
You approach a decrepit well
What do you
and
think
stare down into its toothless black mouth. No sooner has your head crossed the rim than weak voices begin to echo from the depths.
Thirst. Dry throats.
And then they want water. Sadly, I don't think blood.
You approach a decrepit well.
Thirst.
Yeah, I don't think blood works, sadly. Oh well. Will is rain. Counterblast actually isn't the worst idea because it's cheap.
The well is now filled to the brim. You see the tangled remains of
We thank you for the water. We bless you for the water. We thank you for the end of torment. A horror, yes. To die of thirst, forever. To find hell at the bottom. We are the brothers of Baldur. Truth speakers, wish granters, dream readers. 3 brothers, 3 sages, thrice cursed. Nevermore, nevermore. Not since we displeased mad Brachus Rex. The truth we spoke, his fortune told. No divinity would he be. And so he entangled our bodies and cursed our throats. Smoked the truth-speaking 3. We thank you for the water. We bless you for the fair, the toll, the levy.
Right.
The people of Baldur must be buried with coin. Spare us coin. Grant us coin. Sweet savior.
I mean, it was 150.
Friend, we thank you again. We bless you again. The wealth of the dead. Pathkeeper, keep us. Pathkeeper, guide.
Laden with the burden of the coin you gave them, the brothers of Baldur sink back to the bottom of the well. Whether they will find their kingdom...
I thought they gave us a ring, but I thought they usually gave us an enchanted belt. Oh well, that is not a bad ring though, honestly. I mean, it's not a bad ring at all. Constitution, Warfare. Like, I honestly think I should just give you a Warfare ring. Just cause. Getting a decent stack of stuff to sell again, ain't I? Well, that takes care of that. I thought they gave you another thing. Oh well. Oh well, moving on.
Careful now, that's a trap.
The rat. Rat, rat, stop, 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 stop.
You don't look lost at all. Sarcastic? Me? Not at all. I'd never be sarcastic, me. Oh no, not in the least.
I know it's about
The rat's eyes widen.
I don't know anything about this place. Nor do I know anything about a blood rose, or a witch, or some dead people.
Find it. Well,
Oh yes, that's right. I'm so going to give you all the information you want, while you do nothing. Look, I don't have a problem that means I can't tell the truth, and I don't want you to help me.
It makes a face that says, understand? The rat gives you a grave and meaningful look, inviting you to listen.
I don't think the problem is in my head, and further to that, I don't think the problem could be unscrambled by the use of sauce. I can categorically state that a short, sharp shot with something of a magical persuasion would absolutely not solve my problem immediately. And I do not invite you to look at the subtext in what I just said.
The rat gives you a long stare that tries and fails to say, of course not. The rat breathes a long sigh.
Well, if we had bless, we could try to bless the rat. But we don't have, you know. Well, actually, Beast, you wanna have a go at this? I don't think that would. I don't think that worked at all. Okay, well now he's dead. How am I gonna get information out of him if he's dead? Oh, so that actually wasted my That wasted my source, by the way.
Look out! Nice. I see a trap nearby.
Which sucks because I need source with this. Poke this thing.
The air around the glowing relic thrums with power. As the source barrier the hum of the relic grows.
That's unfortunate. Because, oh no, we wasted our source. By the way, this should be... Ooh, chain light. Damn, I bet chain light. I bet it's steam lands, actually. But chain light? That's pretty nice. Oh, wait a while before I could equip that. See, that's what I thought when I was going uphill for it, was these gauntlets. Not the Devourer's gauntlets. From this beast. Oh, see, I have to pass the stream to actually be able to open that. I forget how much. Okay, stop. Just look at thing. Ooh. I mean, you insist. Identify. That's a magical helmet, though. Wits and arrow. That's not bad, though. Makes me sad. Because I don't really need magical helmet. Gotta get people off magical guild. At least for now. Okay, now then we save. Okay, so we have... I forget what else. I forget I said a chest piece. There should be a chest piece. Shit, where would I get the chest piece? Fuck, now I have to think again. Chest piece of Brackus Rats. I can't remember. Shit. Okay, then. Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay, I believe we... Oh, God. That... I thought we got the... something else, though. Wow. I can't believe I missed... I missed that. Wow, okay. Okay. Damn. Don't worry. Rooms. Anyway. The only one this would really benefit is him. That would be a complete swap in his armor. He's good on armor right now. Yeah, that would just be a complete swap and ugh. Don't really want to do that. So I'm just gonna toss them to the sell pile. What the hell am I gonna do with this? I don't really need poison runes. I guess I could strip that down. Yeah. Damn, I guess that works well. Okay. Focusing. Almost done with this small dungeon thing. Just need to go down there. Don't know why those traps are there. Like seriously, I don't know why they're Don't know why you guys want to know why. So wait, does this key open this?
Locked.
Okay, I don't know what the key opens then. Because anyway, I have to go in here. Boop. Go through here. Flip this.
I heard something. Something seemed to move into place.
I forget what that does, actually. Got all these rows of books. Magic charm coming into lucky charm coming into play. Anyway, identify that. Not bad. That one I may give to. That one I may actually give to Beast, just cause. +2 to L. Sure, it's gonna mess with that a bit, but yeah. What's the point of pyro and finesse? Which isn't terrible. It's not terrible. Okay, camera angle. You want to fetch yourself? There's the lucky charm. No, that one. Okay, anything else? Works. Works. No secrets back here or something? No, I forget what the lever even does, really. Then there's a tattered blueprint, which... underneath the... Well, there's a two more bars underneath the drawing that were described. Delusions, bracket reds, two more times. Soldiers. So basically, we haven't gone to brackets' thing. Right. We already dealt with that. You take that. Ooh. I'm pretty sure we've read that one already. Yeah. Anyway, that's good enough. And my turn with that the traps? Question mark. Okay, well, nope, that one's still going. Okay, here's the thing though. We need to do a few things before we head to where I'm going. Firstly, we need to head to... Where is it? Throne Castle. Yeah. We need to head here. Cause yeah, we need our source back after all. Also, while we're heading here, I need to look up something. Okay. Check. Where is the... Like, I can place a marker, I just can't see the numbers, really. Like, I can see it on the mini-map, but I can't see it on this map, and that's where I need the things the most. Oof, that's irritating. Oh well. I'm just gonna make this comp. Wait, where am I going? Dur. Cause I need to go to 598. I'm not entirely sure what 598 is. There we go. Okay, so this is 421. Okay, this way is X. So Y would be 198. Okay. So basically, if I'm doing the math right, it would have to be up this way somewhere, wouldn't it? Maybe over here somewhere. Huh. Interesting. So anyway, we need to go back here, because I forgot something. Not supposed to forget this. Well, technically I could, but I shouldn't forget this. I don't know how I forgot it either, really. So go back here. So see, I completely missed this, because apparently I didn't see it hovered.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was the last piece of the heart of the Brackus Rat set. And this ring. Urfrey says, well, I don't need that. You don't need that. You don't need that. You don't need that. You don't need that. And you don't need that. So no one needs that, really. Because having boosts to your attribute, abilities is better than having boosts like that. Huh. Not sure what this cave actually is. Anyway, we need to go. Actually, the closest place would be back to the castle we just were at. Yay. Herp. Camera angle. Sometimes it's just difficult to turn that thing. Alright, you ready for pet depression, everyone? There's the bear cub.
The bear cub looks at you, eyes filled with sadness.
So what's wrong?
The cub stifles a sob.
I want my mum.
Well, might be time to cut the car to grow up.
The cub sobs and shakes its head.
Don't say that, mister. Don't say that. I'm too young to be without my mum. What'll I do?
It's time to bail up.
Sir, yes, sir. I'll do that, sir. And I'll go find my mum.
The happy cub ambles away.
Sir, yes, sir. The happy cub. The happy cub is going to go find it. Yep, this is not going to be a happy cub for long. Also, we need to go up here and get the waypoint. Just cause.
Such barbarism.
Those things are probably turning into
What
streakers.
happened here?
Here's
Smoke,
waypoint.
blood, and carnage. The Magisters didn't spare a single seeker.
Indeed, indeed. Ooh, tomato. Ooh, arrow shell.
Doesn't feel quite right, but I need all the equipment I can find.
Ooh, copper ring. No, where'd that copper ring go? I saw a copper ring. Ooh, a human foot. Ow. Presumably there was something behind in case any sharks back. Thank you for poison. But what's this? Stuff that I apparently already know. So you, what's going on now?
An old elf's pained gaze passes between the crucified. Anger bubbles within him. He's
Dear ones, not like this. Not like this. Not like this. They're as good as my family. But I cannot heal them. I cannot heal them. So much pain. They are changed. That Dallas woman did something to their minds. They won't be moved and they can't be healed. They resisted at all costs. They can't even be healed. Using such magic on them would kill them now. So where you find shriekers, you can trust the Divine Order is hiding something they desperately want to keep private. Fate of stay away from shriekers if you want to live. I know not how much longer
They have enough time for us to... I just think if they actually turned into shriekers, they would murder half the camp out there. But anyway, send that spell. Combined with Ortho Mallet. Boop. Copper ring into the cell pile. That's into vein. Okay, and then there's these, which I don't really need. I don't think I need anyway. And there's pig. Hi, pig.
It is you!
Yeah, sure.
What? No, that's not what I meant. You don't remember me?
Yeah, totally.
I can't tell you how grateful I am for your kindness. Now I'm just trying to get used to life as a pig. It's not so easy.
How is
I never
pig
did.
life,
It's pretty
by the way?
simple, all things considered. I eat a lot. Fungus, mostly. And I'm really into mud. You see, pigs roll around in it. But until you are one, you just can't understand. I miss being a wizard, though. Not sure I'll be on top of all the latest techniques, but I'd be a fine teacher of the old school, I would.
So you come curse.
Well, I can trace it all back to Brachus Rex, of course. Many of us opposed his reign. Few dared to speak. A few of us wizards took the chance, though. We figured if we spread the word of his deeds, we might encourage enough people to come together, find a way to take him down. But we underestimated the cowardice of our comrades. All we succeeded in doing was being branded heretics and brought to Brachus Rex's court. The results were horrifying. A double curse, turned into pigs and set aflame for eternity. I like not being on fire, so I don't want to complain too much about the pig part. I'm afraid I've never pursued knowledge so dark. Brachus Rex's source talents were great, but some of his skills and devices were... I'm not sure. I have prayed to Armadia, but she offers no answers.
You go to the Shrine of Armadia.
Really? Oh, what wonderful news! If there's a shrine to Armadia there, I may return to my old... I'll head that way now. I hope...
By the way, that one's also fun if you ended up turning the pool into blood instead of less smoke.
Frozen ground in the middle of a swamp. What's going on?
Maybe this is where the cave is. Yeah, this might be the cave. Can't remember if I've ever gone in here. I don't remember. Send that to Fane. Send that to Beast. Now we go in. Cooking pot, crate, tomato. Oh yeah, this looks like the place. How have I never come here before? Huh. Anyway, potion bottle, pick up, yeah. Send that to beast, send that to beast. Hi, door.
The ancient wooden door reeks of salt and seaweed. Not a single nick or gouge mars the detailed face carved across its surface. It also has no lock or handle. But when you run your fingers across the wood, the carved face comes to life.
This ship has the claim of the captain. Unless you belong to Sec Zapper, I suggest you leave.
High in airwaves, Dave?
Beat us, break us, green, black sea. We are slaves, only to thee.
The door swings open with a creak.
Ooh, there's pillows here. I could totally take those pillows. I could totally take those pillows. So many pillows. So many pillows. Oh, so I see that goes up. I mean, I can't reach. I said, what do you mean I can't reach? Fuck's sake, telekinesis that shit. Telekinesis it. Telekinesis it. What's the point of telekinesis if telekinesis doesn't work? Grr. Seriously, guys. Anyway, oh, that's just parchment. It's not actually readable parchment. Sure. Okay. Freaking telekinesis. Hey, look, my belt has telekinesis. But yeah, I can't reach it. My mind's pouring a blank. By the way, display case. So we found the captain's jaunty.
Good find.
We're missing one thing, though. That makes me sad. But I mean, immunity to drunk. I mean, by the way, I can't really see the hat behind my hat. Yeah, we need the strength, though, to carry all this shit. But still, it's a nice hat, if it wasn't for the magical abilities. Magical, scoundrel, persuasion, bartering, immunity to drunk, which, you know, why not? That's the thing. I could go up. I could go up. I should go up. Because you see, there's still one piece of the thing we're missing. Problem is, I don't know where it is. Also, now that I'm uphill, where am I going? I don't know. I might have to look this up. Okay, pass down persuasion to turn his captain and his boots. That does not tell me where the boots are. I'm sorry. Where are the boots? They should be here. Boots. Boots. Because the problem is the guide tells me I have to pass a persuasion check with the captain, like it didn't tell me what to do if I ate the captain. So where are his boots? I don't know, because there's that. And there's a jagged ring here that I should take. I don't know where his boots are. And that's bothering me now. Because I have everything else. Ah, fuck's sakes. Okay, let's try this again. Divinity to Captain's Dexter's Heels. There's a curse. Let's open that. Open that. do. Okay, so first thing is you go to the skeleton's arm, blah blah blah, points you there. Then you end up at that chest. And you interact with Bless, and then you'll meet Captain What's-His-Face, and persuade the 3 to avoid attacking him. If you have a soldier, you can trade for his coat. Be a ghost if I know and that, which, yeah, that doesn't help. Then we end up going to the cave. The last piece of his set can be found in a buried chest now. Now, 608237. Fuck's sake is that? 608. Okay, well, I need to figure out where that is. 608. 608. Someplace up here, actually. That's the only place it could be. I'm thinking. Because it's 20239, so it'd have to be up this way, but yeah. So it'd have to be back past the traps. By the way, traps. I was not expecting them all to go off at once. Jeez, guys. Okay, that was mine. I should have realized traps, but I didn't think they'd all blow me. Jesus, how many traps are there? In hindsight, maybe I should have been more careful about the traps.
I've spotted something.
Like, I think it's this over here? Yeah, this seems like it would be the only place. Oh fuck, it's one of those chests. Of course it is. Tenebrium Chest, which basically means we'd have to use source on it, probably. Never mind. That's not how Tenebrium works. Oh, it has immunity to stepping, lucky charm, movement. That's not bad, honestly, for boots. And that should be the last piece of the set. Yay. I mean, lucky charm, it's not bad, honestly. Like, if it was just a magical armor thing, I would probably have to wear that. That one, at least. Maybe less so that. But still, that's not bad. But here's the thing. Sets are just... I don't like sets. Mostly because... the stack.
This
Fuck's
again?
sake, did I say pick up the bag? I said loot the bag. And there's nothing. Oh, well, at least we weren't attacked by the skeletons and stuff. Because, yeah. Anyway. I can't believe I died twice to that bullshit. Oh god, the game's fucking shit. Don't want to talk about it. Blew myself up again. Cause I thought, you know, I could detect the trap by getting close, but then they just blew up regardless. Sever, you have the most initiative. No one has good wits. Well, I have decent wits, but even then. You want? Okay, I can't fit my fireball. Seriously? Ow. Am I gonna blow up again? I'm gonna blow up again.
I've spotted something.
Anyway. Wasn't that fun, everyone? We blew up twice. I could go up there for some reason. Don't know why I would want to go up there. Yeah, we got the boots. Woo. Help, I know what I'm going to do with those boots. Now then, what I meant to be doing, I was going to go uphill. Because uphill, there's a Magister. Hi, Magister.
Oh, shite.
Indeed.
I figured it was only a matter of time. I'm ready to pay the price.
What are you doing now?
That's not for me to say. If you must kill me, then kill me.
I'm power screwed than that powers and darts combined.
I really can't tell you more. I owe Alexander everything. I don't question it. I'm no warrior. My mission has only ever been to watch and share what I see. I give information to Alexander. He doesn't give him everything. Their feeble attack strategy, their plans for the Lady Vengeance. Gareth, the Seekers. They can't escape Alexander's wrath. They are wholly unprepared. Alexander will see that source users get what they deserve. Dallas makes them silent, obedient, and if they're living weapons, fearsome creatures, Dallas calls them. If I must die, then I die with a...
Well, it seems to be a 1-versus-1 matchup here. Problem though is he is wholly outnumbered. What are you gonna do now that I took off your weapon? He's just gonna sit there and think about his life choices, isn't he?
Glory is mine.
You don't get mercy. Or maybe that one's the one saying mercy. Still, you don't get mercy. So what we have. Casper, you're knowing this. I don't know why I read composing letter to the dead seems the truth. This is where we're skin in the heart. He is somewhere. I hate you what you did to our family, to our parents. I thought you were special. I knew you for the horror you really were. I hate that because of you and all that was taken away from me. I hate that because of you. I spend each moment fearing that I would lose the new family I've made for myself. The divine son will see to that no one can suffer the same fate. Would they could have saved our family, but at least he saved me, and for that I owe my allegiance. So basically I take it his forever rewards the sorcerer and bad things happen, and yeah. Let's try to go back without blowing up this time, if that was the thing. Okay, so still... Well, we have an area down here to explore. We have to go back to the pig. Let's sell things again. Both of those slain the winter dragon.
A winter... The dragon stares you down with flinty, intelligent eyes. He tries to speak, but his jaw is bound tightly by the same thick chain.
We should probably help him, shouldn't we? Because why not? Let's help the dragon.
Unreadable glyphs,
Smack.
The dragon rakes the earth with icy claws. Quakes from the impact knock you back. The freed dragon looks sick and pale. As you approach, he stretches his tattered wings weakly and fixes his intense gaze upon you. Frozen tears glint in his eyes.
Can it really be? Is it one like you I must give thanks for unbinding my chains? Ages have passed since I saw your kind last. Red like the red of old.
What does it mean, the red?
Some truths have lain in the grave too long. There, let them rest. Question me no further, for I have no answers to give. Best let me rest as well. Dead, or so it seems. Dead but not entombed, my soul is bound to joyless obedience. Purged of my source by the wickedest of witches, I stand enthralled to her every whim. She has only to command, and my traitorous body complies.
Yeah, who would dare chain the dragon?
The witch Rebecca. I was in love with her once. For the smallest slight, really a trifle, she wielded a purging wand against me, enslaving me to her will. Now only my voice remains my own. She trekked far underground beneath a nearby tower, seeking ingredients for her vile potions. I can feel her dark heart beating within my own, even from here. I await her return. You would help me. How ironic. But the task would not be an easy one. Rebecca is a canny one. Cat to your mouse. She consumed all my source with her purging wand. So long as she holds it, she has absolute control over me. If you could retrieve it for me, I could be free again. You would have my gratitude, and whatever aid I can then offer to you.
By the way, you could potentially kill Slain. It's not an easy fight. It's really not. Oh, so by the way, that's a lot of skulls. Like, that's a lot of skulls. And my lucky charm's not paying off. Because of course, why wouldn't it be in the skull-shaped rock? Yeah, the oil barrel doesn't seem like a good option.
Are my eyes fooling me?
Well, time to blow up again, right?
Are my eyes fooling me?
Are my eyes fooling me?
It looks strange.
Yeah, we have 6
Am
people.
I should neutralize this thing before it does damage.
But yeah, that would. At least we survived. Should probably heal up. Also, check the parts of corpses and skulls. Don't know what to find. Nothing. Always fun. Bottle of water. Ooh. Super. But by the way, welcome to where the blood roses grow.
What is this place?
A tall woman stands amid a field of corpses, some fresh, some ancient. The sour smell of them stings your nostrils, your eyes. As you draw, the woman turns to you, bitten lips parting into a grin. She tucks a small bunch of black-red roses into a leather strap across her left hip and, preparing to curtsy, offers you a hand.
Yeah, no.
What a bore.
She stands to her full height, her lips pursed in disappointment. She cocks her head and takes you in. The stench of death and sewage suddenly intensifies. She peers closely at you, a shrewd smile playing about her lips.
Ave de more de mergalach.
You recognize the chime of the black ring.
Very good, kitten. Now, I imagine you're here for the same reason I am.
She pats the bouquet at her hip.
Blood roses.
But you're too late. These roses belong to me. Looks like we'll have to find some other way to keep you busy.
It's tempting, but no.
Oh, I do hope that little so-and-so hasn't been talking. Those chains were in a place for a reason. Ha! How earnest you are. I do love that in a man. Then I suppose you aren't leaving, darling.
Now then. As for everyone else, let's get that rest bonuses go. Oh, she gained. Apparently she has more initiative than us. She's going. Ooh, that's a decent hit. So what does she have, by the way? Favorable wind armor going on. No immunities. Decent resist to air. Decent resist to everything, actually. Or sort of. No talent. Yeah, decent wits, decent memory, decent intelligence. Decent intelligence, definitely. So this should be an interesting fight. She's only level 6. But we have these carrion beaters, which are going to be irritating. How much armor do they have? Not enough. How much armor does she have? Oh boy, enough. Okay. Less concerned about the zombies, more concerned about these carrion beaters. So, can I yeet myself to that one? Shit. Okay, gonna eat myself up here. Okay.
I'll yield to none.
Well, I'm using my weapons, but why not? That's not behind the target, though. That's more behind. Just in case it moves. I could turn invisible. I think I'm good. Yeah, zombie right next to us. Well, I think I want to go pay her a visit. So, physical. Well, let's work on cutting through that armor, shall we? There we go. At you can also help.
Glory is mine! Prepare yourself.
You, I sort of want... Can I get that? That's that. Well, you know what we have to do, right? We have enough of these. Knock down that.
I'll yield to none.
Ah, no. Wait, train 9? Oh, I could do that easily. Knock down that. It's super effective. Lastly, we have these zombies. What to do about these zombies? Well, there's blood right there, so I think I have a solution for what to do about these zombies. Oh, so just in case. Oh, they're right next to us, though. Have an oversight, really.
I'll yield to none.
That's blood. That's blood. Apparently that didn't count as blood by the surface. Oh. Battering ram through that. I was hoping that would do more physical damage. But now I'm disappointed. Now I'm disappointed. Try that again, though. That's blood then. That's cursed blood though. But don't get blood. Not cursed blood. Try this again. Yeah, you know. Huh. Wait, you got back up. I thought you were supposed to be down. Oh wait, no, you were the one I did shoot. Right. Now everyone's back. For the obvious solution. I can't. Well, I have 0 AP moves, so I can easily just walk behind. Stab. I missed one of those. Stab. Oh, if it moves, it'll die. So what can we do? Well, we could probably finish the wedge. Remove her armor. And not much I could do. Unfortunate.
Just prepare yourself.
Because if she moves, she dies. So yeah. Fane, what you got for me? Not much. I mean, you can do that.
Glory is mine.
It moved. Go for save. Heal yourself. And you're standing in blood, so yeah. Oh, it's a battle, right? Of course you would. Ow. Ah, you're dead. Just don't know it yet. Let's finish you. You already finished her off, right? Seriously, you missed? You missed. Wow, okay. Come on, move. Come on. That works. Stab. Seriously? Stab. Alright, those two corpses. I should probably do something about them. Well, let's go deal with this, shall we? First things first. I know, it's so tempting. So tempting. But if we're going to do that, we should probably step back a bit. 0 AP move? By the way. This might hit Ivan a bit. Boom. you. And there we go. And then we have all this necrofire and electrify cursed blood. Oh god. Cursed electrified blood surface. Jesus. Make it stop. Ugh. Well, that was fun. The beetle legs are actually worth a bit to sell. Sadly, we can't turn them into like, you know, armor. Oh well. By the way, she has decent stuff. Like she has this dagger, which is not bad. Cell pile. There's her wand, which is not bad. Cell pile. This book. Cell pile. This necklace. What is this necklace? Finesse summoning readership. Identify. Constitution, Huntsman, Hyderfist. I'm not sure on that one. A purging wand. So technically you could keep it for another purging wand. Also a blood rose. Blood rose gives +1 to all stats, but what do we do with a blood rose actually? Let's look this up. Because obviously that's some weird recipe for us, right? So there's one blood rose in the game, apparently. You can use it to make the altar of the blood rose. Which... the effect will last until death. Country reports on... Huh. Interesting. What is the altar of the blood rose? Fuck you, Poe thing. So it's just basically if I do this, apparently. So when I take this, I combine it with, you know. Where is it? So this lasts until I die, though. So it's a really good potion, it's just, I don't know if I would want to use it. So now we have the altar of the blood rose. Which is, I mean, that's a pretty nice boost. But I don't know if I'm going to ever use it. I might save it till like the end of the game or something stupid like that. But it's nice to know I have that. Just in case. So, what to do with this armor, though? Well, Huntsman Hydra Fist. Let's do the Hydra. Which may not be good for you, but you... oh god, you only have that. But you have too much magical stuff. You don't have a good armor yet. You don't need that. You have Scoundrel, so you don't really need that. Anyway, so, it's tempting, but doesn't really need. I mean, if I do that, that's a massive drop in armor. Like, ugh, don't want to do that. Okay. Oh, by the way, combined with... where's my mount? Right, where are you? More tomato sauce for more pizzas, eventually. Seriously, these things? Why won't these stack? Seriously, for the match I can have a stack? Finesse summoning leadership, intelligence retribution. Well, here's the thing. She could use summoning, he could use summoning. Both of them could use summoning. Intelligence retribution, eh? Oop. That'll do. So now we got basically what we came for. However, there are basically a bunch of pirates and corpses still that can loot. Most of them aren't going to have that great stuff inside them, sadly. But sometimes, you know, Lucky Charm can kick in. Sometimes. Sometimes you just spend this time just, you know, looking around. I think Mindet might have something. If I can find Corpse Touch. Corpse Touch. Ah yes, his journal. I learned the perfect scent to complete my collection, the rarest bouquet of all, death itself. Spice of filth and tinged with sadness, the name of such a treasure. Alter the blood rose, the 3 blood roses bring fresh for you, the most intoxicating perfume. From the location where the blood roses grow, deep underground on the island of brackets rest. From the bones of the tortured dead, ran there to find the blossom, so sweet nectar, how I long to smell it. I arrived in the caverns and not sight a single rose, yet one step of the air ensures me that they're close. I must delve deeper. And he was stupid. Died because of it. That's physical armor. Which means that would be good for... Well, it would be good for... well, both of you, actually. Eh. Where to go? Inventory. How is this? Yeah, I think. Not just more physical than magical armor again. Anyway, let's keep looting. Send that to Beast. So yeah, there's all these pirates and corpses and skulls. Pirates you can constantly loot. You can reach them. But yeah. Finding actual good stuff in them's a chore though. So anyway, we want to do 2 things. Firstly, well, we actually want to do a bit more than that. First, we're gonna go back into the Dragon's Age. Might as well go help Slain. We could murder him for potential loot and XP, but yeah, it's not really worth the effort, to be honest. So let's just help him out.
You see a glimmer of hope flicker across Slane's eyes as he notices your approach. It's quickly doused with a practiced scowl of the oft disappointed.
Have you brought it? Or am I to remain a slave?
There you go.
Slane rears back in eagerness, grasping the purging wand with razor-sharp claws. Before your eyes, the source from within the wand surges into his draconic form, filling him with a light so bright that you must shield your eyes from the glare.
He also transforms.
The blazing brightness dies down. Squinting, you now see no dragon before you, but the figure of a handsome lizard. A handsome lizard with the same eyes as Slain. His eyes still blaze, a piercing silver. A triumphant smile dominates his face as he bows extravagantly before you.
Slain. Against all odds, I am at your service.
Nice eyes.
All like me have such eyes. With them, I see spirits. Not a blessing on this haunted island. You are lucky not to see the desperation that lies before you. If everyone thought like you, this vile place will be little more than a sunny island. Perhaps before we're done, we can return it to such a state. Knowing such a steadfast and noble soul offers help to those in need gives me great comfort. I'd like to offer you the same. When you are truly at a loss, when you have no choice but to back down or perish, you will find safety in my shadow. All of my thanks are yours, and yours alone. Farewell, my friend.
Slane smiles at you and turns to leave. He takes no more than a few steps before he shimmers out of lizard form, blurring in midair.
And off we go. Stuff. Strength and summoning. I mean, I have to take them. I mean, I literally have to take that because, yeah. Strength and summoning. Oh, that looks fun. It's one of the pants though. Wits and dodging. Constitution preservant. Wits. I lose a wit though. How about for you? Constitution initiative. Fire resist. Well, you can use that before. That looks weird with that armor and that. It bounces it out though. Okay, so that takes care of that. Waypoints. I want to go back to the square. From those, I don't think she has nearly enough money for what I'm about to drop on her. I don't think anyone has that much money.
Amidst a crowd of
And what you after?
Well, what I'm after is everything you own. But I'd already passed the code limit. Knock down arrows. All of your gold. All of your resurrection scrolls. Oh, I need more for that. Okay, I could do more. I got to take some of my Druidinate back. Ooh, she sells my Druidinate for high prices. Never mind. I bet that oil plant's not waterproof. Send that to the press, send that to the thing. Okay. Save. So we're still on to what, level 8? Ugh, okay. Trying to think what else there is to do. Ah yes, Majesty. We shall talk to the pig. Once I get my camera set. Hi pig.
It's quite beautiful here, but I'm afraid I've prayed to Amadia real hard, but I'm not sure it's done much good. Still, a wizard trapped in a... Oh, what a grand eye!
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? Now if it was blood, she explodes. But since it's not blessed blood, it's blessed steam, she turns back to normal. Huzzah! We saved her. Okay, where do you think you're going? Alright. 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 Also, I like how she magically got clothes.
Well, hello. May you walk with Amma. Oh, I'm a wizard. And I was a long time ago, too. In between, I was a pig. And I was on fire from the... It's a long story. But of course...
And she's just a trader now. She has all that money and all that loot. Look at all that loot. Intelligence, Preservance, Constitution, Lucky Charm dodging. But yeah, I mean, look at all that. Constitution, Retribution, HP. Physical pants, sure, why not? Pod helmet, not the worst idea. Knockdown L, Fire L, Poison L. So now then, Beast, time to give up the rest of our stuff. So anything else I want from her? I mean, physical boots, maybe. Maybe. There we go. Yay.
Bye now.
Bye indeed. So what all do I have from all that? Not much gold from it. Oh well. But we're getting some stuff, which is good. Like, for example, that. Lucky Charm dodging. Honestly, if we're gonna give someone a belt that has Lucky Charm, we should give it to the person with Lucky Charm. Makes the most sense. So you have Critical Chance belt, which is fine. You're good on your stats. You could technically use more physical. You are wearing physical, so I'm not sure how much that's gonna help you. You're wearing too much physical. That didn't really help that much. But the reason why she's wearing it, well, no, she has that. That, the helmet. Comparison, yeah. Okay, so you... good. You could use more physical. You technically are good. I have too much physical. Okay, so if you need more physical, well, you have. You have magic boots. Who has magic boots? You don't have magic boots. You don't have magic boots. You don't have magic boots. You have magic boots, but you have more physical now. You have magic boots, but you have too much physical. Okay. Well, in this case, this would be more beneficial. First things first, though. Combine these with nails. Power lowers. Ah, fuck, I forgot about the initiative. Initiative. Damn you, initiative. Why do you gotta be a thing? Oh well, you get better boots. That's good. Yeah. But that bounces you out a bit too. Does it? Not sure what to do with those. Belt. You're good. Then sort of good. good enough anyway. Okay, so hopefully we're good. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to do on the island before we leave. Can't really think of anything, honestly. I mean, let's go over here. Okay, first things first. Just. Well, I could do this with the fire arrows actually from here. No, I have to use oil. Never mind, never mind. Let's toss an oil barrel in. Yeah. Well, the oil barrels. No, we don't need that yet. Okay, let's cook things. Boop, boop. Fish. More fish. Fish. More fish. Alright, she needs to eat those body parts, doesn't she? And we need to distribute the wealth. Okay. Send that to Fang. Okay.
You are an abomination. A crucified figure blazing with sauce. You hear screams, and then the scent of charred.
Sounds like a shrieker.
Your grip tightens around the blade's hilt. You never felt such rage. These freaks, they are tearing the world apart. They must not live. Rivellon must survive. You're stumbling away from the shoreline, a deep wound in your side. Behind you, the remains of your ship slip beneath the water. You press on, you and the others. A clearing further inland, a camp, a Magister camp. They weren't supposed to be here, yet here they are, twice as many in number as you and my friends. You reach for your sword, but the sky is already thick with Magister arrows.
Well then. Oh yes, distribution of wealth. So I have 18 of these. Which means we should probably split it into 2. So 2. Oh, this is gonna come up perfect. So everyone has 10 except for Fang. Which, you know, works. Yeah, that works. Cause, you know, I could get Fang food, but it would have to be poisoned. Which I could technically do, it's just, yeah. I would need another stack for that. And that's effort. Besides, Fang does enough damage as it, without having. Besides, strength wouldn't really help him. I'd have to make, basically, I'd have to pour tomato sauce onto the dinner to make it into an elven dinner, which makes it finesse instead of strength, and then I would have to pour poison on it, and yeah. He's fine as he is. Anyway, so, thought process. I never looted up though, did I? Oh well, I guess I can go loot that and hope for something. Fuck. Some guys were young when they stuff. Basically, stuff about the gods. Yeah, like there's actually 2 gods that we don't even get really deal with. Like there's the god of imps and the god of orcs, which, you know, There aren't really imps and orcs around much now, are there? Let's see, well, time to go waypoint. I guess it's time to go to the abandoned camp. Dug in.
I pray this goes well. I'd hate to think what'd come of Leia if we don't pull this off.
Kerban.
Kerban stares at the body of his dead.
2 Magisters will die for every fallen Seeker here if I have any say in the matter.
Do you have the thing yet? No, you don't. That makes me sad. Sad. Yeah, thievery gloves. That would actually be magical instead of strength. Right. Okay, you don't really have anything I want, but I will buy that. Yeah, and I'll use my Juvenile to pay for that. It's what? 3? Baltur's what? 3? One more. Anything else I want from you? Pyrokinetic helm? Actually, I know someone who could use a pyrokinetic helm. I know someone who could use that. It's a bit too much. Okay, remove 2. That does. There we go. Because who could use a pyrokinetic helm besides us? He needs a helm. Well, he doesn't really need a physical helm, but oh well. That person basically up here with blows. Pretty much. Means he could use more magic armor actually. But oh well. It works. So that's taken care of. Oh, can talk to you. Pitsy dust. There's a book here I should probably read. Don't know how to make a small flame. How pray tell do we make a small flame? Well. Runes. So to make a small flame rune, we need pitsy dust, oil, and those wood chips. So we can tell you we can do that right now. You can also make stardust. Pitsy dust can also be used with bone dust and stardust. To make bone dust, we need bones. Well, now we have more flame runes, which are useful. Thing is, I'm gonna need loads of them to make fire resist for us. But yeah. Now I manage runes. I might as well. There we go. That works. Scripting the entire part of runes is going to be a pain. A real pain. Oh, I see an ornate book I should look at. What's this say? Book over the fallen seekers. People. Pillow. George is freaking out. The rock room. Only thing I really need is masterwork runes and flame runes mostly. But what makes a rock room, by the way? Well, let's find out, shall we? Pay like more pitsy dust. And apparently Bill. And a rock. Okay. That's a thing. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna save and leave Warfield. So next time we work on getting off the island. Progress. So I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all and have a nice day.